took the thing out and Ew.
We here.
Ew.
I think this is the real late night special.
It is.
I think
should talk about something
that we ever
kinky. And it's gonna be the same damn show, not no kinky shit.
No.
Even though. Let me think.
Wait, is
it's different. Yeah, I decided. I was making some executive decisions with this bitch. I done took stuff up, put it down, But you know,
I'm looking
okay, yeah. I put the banner away for
James.
a little bit. Hey, James.
We are here.
Yes, we made it.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
So happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
This is PositiviTEA the show, and we thank you for tuning in and coming in with to chillax and parlay, sip a little tea with us here today, because there's always so much going on. And this is when we make it, it'd be like, woo. Thank you, Lord, because
I'm telling you,
it didn't have to be that way. So, so we're really excited to be here just because getting here is always a thing. Like, yes, but we mean business, and we are committed to being here every Wednesday, and we hope that you eventually, if not already, adopt that same view. Yes. But okay, so if you guys are watching on anything other than YouTube, you can click the link in whatever bio you're in and come on over to YouTube and join us, because if you're here, you might as well be here and accounted for. And yes, we usually have our banner up, and I did take it down just because I took it down. Damn it. No, but actually, I want to switch it up a little bit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't want to be monotonous with the whole situation. So I did take the banner down. You may see the banner again because Eb Deceleb and I are deciding whether or not we will be walking in a parade this year as we did last year. So we'll see. So you guys stay tuned for that. And we're going to get right into it, because what we're not going to do is start the late night special super late and then, be up extra late just because. So let's get through this show. And, we're going to have an hour of tea sipping. Okay. We're going to have the actual tea party up in the tea party. Okay. So let's get with it. PositiviTEA. All right. So, we bring you guys some positivity, and we start off the show with positivity and motivation and things like that to start it off on a good note. And let me give you my quote.
Yes, come with it.
Okay. Yes. I had several things that spoke to me. So I was trying to decide which one I was going to go with. But I think there's a Lyndon B. Johnson quote that kind of spoke to me this week. It said, "Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose." So, you know what I'm saying? Cannot control what already done happened. You know what I'm saying? The best thing you can do for yourself, for everything, for yourself, for your family, for your future, is to pick up and move on. Like, there's nothing you can do about whatever happened. Today is Wednesday. Whatever happened Tuesday is over. And even beyond that, that's over. At some point, we got to be accountable for the wins and losses that we're facing in the future. So, face forward, people. Okay, all right. Keep it schmoving. You surprised that I just stopped there?
Oh, you done? Oh,
yeah. See, I was going. Oh. No, because usually, when GemDTwin has more than one quote, I gotta look at Eb Deceleb's face, and she was like, "Here we go, here we go."
I'm looking at her paper.
Exactly.
Like,
no, I chose one, and I was trying to keep it there.
Well, says today I don't have a quote, so you can actually read my quote, because I don't even have a quote.
Okay.
And Negro is tired. I just got off.
You know that?
Motherfucking tired.
Okay, so let's see. Let me pick one for Eb Deceleb then.
I swear I thought you was going.
No. I was like, let me just have one. Singular. Okay, so a quote by the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama.
Okay, Dolly.
This is an ode to my sage burning.
Sage?
Okay. It was burning. I burned it in another room, so you know.
You let it be.
It's cleansed. We cleansed. Okay.
Where is the sage?
But the quote by the Dalai Lama says, in order to carry a positive action, we must develop here a positive vision. So back to them visions, people, back to that positive thinking, back to the vision boards, back to even hold inside of your head a clear vision of who you are, what you want, where you gonna be, what color is the house, what color is the car, do you want the truck, you know what I'm saying? You know, like see it, like literally
you
pick
can
up,
see it, if you can believe it, you can do it,
like and be specific.
Oh yeah.
Even when we're talking about partners, people, be specific about what it is that you want.
That's true. You gotta be, because people be out there just throwing out those, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this with my life.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, how are you gonna do this?
I wanted this kind of job. Okay, so what are you doing in that job? Exactly. Like, let me be a visual person for a hot second and like show, like literally see yourself walking through that door. Is the door wooden? Is it glass doors? Do you have an office? Are there windows? Like, do you have foliage and shit in there? Like, what's going on? Like, literally, whoa. Okay, because that was almost my drying, baby. But like, what is see whatever it is. Like, and I think that a lot of the things that I have been, you know, paying attention to lately, in the respect to calling things to you and being optimistic and moving towards your goals and, you know, all of those things, literally every piece of information that I've had all say, get a clear vision of what it is you want. And it makes complete and total sense, because how are you going to ask for something and you don't even know what it is what you're asking for? Women, y'all, I want a man. I want a girlfriend. I want a job. So you get a man, you get a girlfriend, and you get a job, and you're still not happy. Why? Because you don't have specifically what you need. You have a generalization. You know what I mean? You just created something that anything could feel. You know what I mean? So, no. Do you need a praying man? And do you need you gotta
pray for what exactly?
Okay.
Who said something about
and a praying significant other that actually is praying to your God, because don't get a praying man and he like meditating on, you know, some things that are outside your realm.
Portia said that on my Instagram. Portia from Real Housewives, she said that. She said she prayed for a man like this. And even Sierra said the same thing. She said, I prayed for Russ. I prayed for him. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta sit still and be quiet.
And here's the thing. When praying, sitting still and being quiet, you gotta let it come to you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Like, you gotta let those blessings come.
Yeah.
After you put out there what you're looking for, wait for it to come.
Absolutely. And don't keep filling your time with things that are not of that. Like, because you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time and you're filling the space that, you know, whatever the object of your prayers and motive and focus, you're wasting time that they could have. You know what I mean? You might be, instead of being at home to get a phone call, or instead of being somewhere where you're supposed to be meeting this person, you got your paths are supposed to be crossed. You over here just wasting time with Joe and Blow. You know what I mean? Usually people say Joe Blow, but I say Joe and Blow. You know, this is the year, this is the time of the dating. So people are, you know,
and here's the thing,
doing a lot.
Because you just talk about dating and stuff like that, I wanted to throw a question out there for maybe we could do the relationship topic.
What's that?
For our relationship topic, how long are you willing to wait to get exactly for what you prayed for?
And okay, so are we talking about with a specific person?
Yes. Like, how long are you willing to wait? Like, how do you know the person is the right person?
Yeah. I think that we have to also start talking about a spirit of discernment.
Yeah.
And talk about, like, when you're going into the situation, are you doing so with your eyes open? You know what I'm saying? And not your eyes, the ones that want to be in the relationship, but the eyes that actually see what's actually going on. You know what I'm saying? So many times, like, I know I'm guilty. Like, if I see certain things, I can fold them into exactly what I want. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this person is this, they're that, and they're that. And really, months later, no, they're not. That's not exact. That's, you know what I mean? You made that shit up, sis. You made that up. Like,
that's not who they are.
That's not who they are. That's who you wanted them to be. And so you used whatever action that they did to fit into your specifications checklist. You was like, oh yeah, that person shares. Yep. All they did was give you a piece of their sandwich. Yeah, it's like that doesn't mean that they're, you know, that they like to share. Oh, they're gonna be a family oriented. Check. They only took you over to their family's house one time. Like, you know, they. How do we know that that's a practice as opposed to that's who they are? Yes. We cannot, this is what it is. We cannot mistake what people may do for who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because somebody might do something like shit. I do random shit all the time. Yeah. I might do something that's out of character just because it might be fun. Oh, you look like somebody that I should take down, I don't know, to the wharf. I do go to the wharf. But I'm just saying, like, you know, oh, you look like somebody who would enjoy a concert. Do you like ballet? Oh, you look like you would enjoy ballet. You do like ballet? Let's go to the ballet. Bitch, don't keep inviting me to the ballet. That was fun that one time. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Just things like that. We don't know exactly what it is that, you know, you can't just use one instance of something that somebody does and choose that that's who they are. No, that's what they did. Okay.
But how long do you wait though?
You wait long enough to collect all of this shit. Cross your T's and dot your I's to the point where you can say this is not something that you did that was out of character for you. This is who you are. Like, you gotta start, we have to like peep everybody's movements. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a minute to do that. Like, okay, so do you want to really put like a timeline on it? I don't know if you can do it.
For me, I sit still for over so long.
Yeah.
So, you know,
but how long? Like 3 months? I really feel okay. So can you really tell who somebody is before 6 months? Okay. So now you're sitting still, and like, let's put it into perspective. 6 months is half a year, babe. Okay, baby. 6 months is half a year. So if you got half a year for everybody, and then you got to meet them, and then this, that, and the other, somewhere within that 6 months, first of all, within the first couple months, like that first month or so of talking to somebody, is this exclusive?
I have a question. So the question is, how long are you willing to wait for somebody? But that was going to be you just hit relationship. In a committed relationship, how long are you willing to wait for marriage? If you've been in a committed relationship for however many years, how long are you willing to wait to take the next step?
Yeah.
Or if you're with this person for however many years, how long are you willing to wait to move in with each other? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so I'll give you my response, and you know,
you go ahead, because those are
good questions. Like, how long are you willing to wait? Like, my thing is like this: if we're in this relationship together and we're cohabitating, like I'm at your house, you're at my house, and we're just spending great time together, eventually I'm gonna be like, all right, you're paying your mortgage, I'm paying mine. My rent, we could probably be saving a little bit more money.
Right. Like, it makes more sense if we, and it does depend, you know, on YouTube, Latisse, hey girl, she said it depends. And I agree. It depends. And I think it depends on the person.
And the circumstance.
And the circumstance. And when you say how long are you going to wait, it literally is how long are you going to wait? You know, what's your timeline?
Because on the flip side, like we asked, like I was just thinking, like on the flip side though, when do you really know that the time is the right time to take those next steps, whether it is moving in? Because at the end of the day, one person might have more to lose than the other person. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'll give you up, and then I have to keep starting over, starting over, because we're breaking up, and then either it's my place and I'm going to stay in there, or it is your place and we're just going our separate ways. But then when you finally meet that person who you think is the one, how long do you take before you take that risk to jump out there and say, you know what? I'm going to move in with this person. Granted, what I've been through is what I've been through. When do you know is the right stage for the next step?
Yeah.
You know, do you do it once you're married, and then you get like, I don't know. Those are things I ask myself.
Wow. So here on YouTube, James is saying. So first of all, Letice said she's okay with not being married. She's been there and done that twice. That's kind of the situation that you're saying. Like, I've already done this, whatever. And then on the flip side, James says that it took him only 6 months. You know, and now he's been married for 23 years. And it's funny that you would say that.
People like you, James. Okay.
I think you really made a pimp ass decision to say, are we or are we not?
Yeah,
because after a while,
we're wasting time. Like, are we gonna do this? Are we not? Like, it's 2 years, 3 years. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
If we're not progressing to the next step, I don't want to play house. Literally, you do you and I'm doing me. We need to be. We're in the stage of our lives where we're progressing upward.
Yeah.
We're looking for upward mobility.
Right.
And if there's no upward mobility in this relationship of any kind, then what is the point?
Right.
Like, I'm not looking to just stay here and struggle.
So let me ask James though, when this happened for you, where were you at that point? Were you already ready to like be in a relationship? Because you know, when you say the next stage, everybody's next stage is not the same. Yeah. So, you know, do you have that idea? I think we had a conversation about this a while ago. We were doing Affinity on Sip-C the show, and we were talking about, you know, when you have those conversations. Like, did we in the first couple months when we going out to dinner and we kikiing and we doing it and the other, did we sit down and say, this is what I want versus what you want? This is where I see me, because there are some people that are full. They will tell you off break, I don't want to be married ever.
Yeah.
Now, do we sit there and try to change your mind because at that time you're like, okay, I'm cool with that.
But then you fall in love.
And then you fall in love and you start to want different things, which of course you can want different things all day long. You know what I'm saying? You can want different things. You're entitled. We are people. We're entitled to change. You know what I'm saying? But you got to bear in mind that your change in the direction that you wanted to go in may not be that person's. So sitting there, especially if you go into the relationship knowing that you want to get married, and that person don't be wanting to get married, you should already proceed with caution because it's a setup. You know what I'm saying? They could change their mind. That's for sure. They could change their mind along the way. But
how long do you sit there and do you wait? Like, do you, because time waits for nobody.
Absolutely.
You know, all time is precious time. And so, you know, when you start finding yourself waiting for the next step, and you're asking for the next step, and it hasn't happened within that time frame, sometimes you just gotta move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't. Something you told me, and I always say this. You told me a long time ago. You said you gotta be aware that the one might not be the one.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's just what's.
You gotta be prepared for that shit.
Yeah, that's you gotta be prepared for the one not to be the one, because as people we become complacent and we find ourselves being okay with this.
Yeah.
When we knew from 2 years ago, this is not what I want.
Because singularly, this is the point where you have to be a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
You have to be you first. Yeah. And what is it that you want? You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, we got to get in there and state our name and purpose. And Letice just asked a good question too, though. She said, but what if you're ready and the other person is not? Y'all have a wonderful relationship. Now, I don't think that you should look a wonderful relationship look at it side eye. If it's a wonderful relationship, literally let it be that.
But if it's so wonderful, why can't it take it to the next
step? What is stopping it? What is stopping it?
My little sister, we was having a conversation, and you know, her and her child's father, they had kids together, about to buy a house together. I said, well, when are y'all getting married? Y'all buy the house? You had a kid. Why y'all not getting married? He said he gave her a promise ring. The fuck is that?
I stand why y'all not getting married.
And so I said, well, what the fuck you giving her a promise? What you promising to do? Because you already done put a baby up in it.
Right.
You about to buy a house.
I always think it's super funny when somebody say put a baby up in you.
Yeah, right. Like, what are you promising?
Right. You promising to be around. You got a child. I know you're gonna be here somewhere.
Exactly. Like, why is it? It seems just like so hard for people to just go ahead and take that next step. But obviously, too, you have to remember why are you getting married? You have to have that commitment and purpose in your reality as well. But if you can do all of these things, why can't you take the next? You know what I'm saying? Like, but then to my sister, I said, well, how long you wait? How long you gonna sit there and wait? You gonna buy a house? You gonna have a kid? You gonna have another kid? Right. Because I need to know what's the next step.
And is it strategic? Is it strategic? Because I know at one point I was like, well, look, before we get married, let's get these two properties. So just, strategically, let's do something else, because once we do get married, things will change a little bit as well. So if it's something that you would, trying to do outside of the government, like me, I also thought about that too, sending my kids to school. No, let's look at my income, not your married income, as that financial contribution and stuff like that. But
I don't know. That's just a question. We definitely gonna move. We got out of line for our topics.
We sure did.
Welcome to Wendy. You started to talk about relationships. So, guys, that is a good question. How long are you willing to wait after being in a relationship with somebody? Are you willing to continuously wait? Like, me personally, if we're gonna do the damn thing, we're gonna do the damn thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because time waits for no one, and I'm progressing. So it's either we're gonna progress together or we're gonna progress separate. But there's something that we all want out of this life.
And I think you actually discussed that on here too. Your mindset, what you were used to and what you were, are looking at, and the people that represent success to you as well is a married power couple. Yes. We get married, we buying shit together, we vacation together, we doing this, that, and the other.
Because, of course, we can all do it on our own.
Absolutely.
But if we're and that's for me, the basis of my relationships, if I do get in a relationship with somebody, I'm looking to see how can we build. I'm not looking to see how do we fuck. I'm sorry. I'm looking to see how can we build, how can we get to the next level, how are we compatible, how are we going to be in 5, 10, 20 years, blase, 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 blase. How are you going to be? Are you going to be a good mother? Am I going to be a good mother? Those are the things that I look at in a person. But I don't look at staying in the same position for the rest of my life. I don't look at that. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just a question, a thought, answer. Thank you, James, so much for your positive comments. I mean, where are the people like James? 6 months, one and done. You just know when you know that you know that you know. Where are those people at? Because I want one of them.
Right.
But I love my baby now. I mean, we're definitely trending in the right direction. But yeah, I think it's that old school love too. The people back in the day, they just knew what they wanted. People nowadays, they got too many fucking options. Okay. Like, they got too many motherfucking options, Like, oh yeah, I could get married to her, but then I'd be giving up this. Bitch. You got a diamond. Don't look for a diamond in the rough. Just stick with the diamond. That's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna definitely move this show on to Brewing. Let's talk about Brewing. Also, Brewing Tea. Speaking of relationships and things like that, Pride is coming up.
Yes, absolutely.
And shout out to DC Black Pride for keeping that thing going. What does that say? Oops, LOL. Okay. Shout out to that thing for keeping Pride going. For DC Black Pride is actually this weekend. There is going to be an event once. Why I'm actually late because I was setting up, but there is going to be an event tomorrow at the Cambria. From 5 to 10 for Unleash DC, starting off Pride the right way. So if you guys are available, come on through. There's going to be fun, lots of fun, food, happy hour pricing, drinks, music, the whole shebang. We're not praying for the rain. How about that? Okay. But no, guys, make sure you come through. But Pride is this weekend. Shout out to those who actually came up with DC Black Pride years and years and years ago for keeping it going, keeping it positive, bringing people together, just to celebrate love, rainbow love, colorful love, all love, black love, white love, yellow love, acceptance, and peace, happiness, and all that. So, definitely shout out to those people. So I definitely want to brew those people because sometimes it's hard to keep things going. And as we know that, being that we're in this business that we're in, it's hard to stay consistent because easily you might not get the participants that participation that you're looking for, or you might not get this. But to keep it going for so many years, I know I've been here at least 10 plus. It's been over. I was about to say, but 10 plus years, and they still going strong. Yes. So Shout out to everybody who's doing event planning, TMS Entertainment, MJ Marty. Shout out to Z and her wife and A to Z Events and Mem Souls and Onyx and all of them. Shout out to everybody who's out here doing their thing, putting it up in the air for Black love.
Absolutely.
And the good thing about Black love, it don't matter if you're not even in the life, you can still come out and celebrate Black love.
Absolutely.
So you don't gotta be gay to celebrate that way. Okay.
Oh, so can you drop a little something about the event tomorrow?
They're gonna have food.
I mean, it's public, right? Or not?
No, they're gonna have food. We're gonna have some good happy hour food, cheesesteak, egg roll, stuff like that. Looking forward to that. But it's just gonna be a good vibe. You know, I don't really bring a lot of people to my place. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yes.
To me, I like to know where I work at.
I was about to say, notice she's not talking about her house. She's talking about her place of business.
Which is like my second home.
Yeah.
I'm always the fuck
You are always there.
Yeah, I'm always there.
I'm starting to take it personal.
Yeah, you have enjoyed
it's the fuck terrible.
It is.
Okay.
But no, guys, make sure if you guys want to come out, do so. Have a good time. Have some good drinks. Come out, see us. Kev, are you coming?
Support A to Z events.
Yeah, definitely support A to Z events.
I would love to go.
Yeah, we'll both be there. I'll be there working.
I'll be there working. It's like, no.
Working on the clock.
Okay. You know.
But yeah, so we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. So I'm looking forward to it. If you're available, come out 5 to 10, 899 Oak Street, the Cambridge.
Yeah, I really do want to hit up some of our events this year, just because everybody out there, all of these planners, the DJs and things like that, who GemDTwin you would see me out so much.
Yes.
I hit some times, you know what I'm saying, after the loss of a loved one too. It's really, to be honest, that's why mental health is just so important to me, because I realize some of the challenges that you go through with like different things, and you just never know how they affect you. But I just want everybody to know I love y'all, okay, to life, and I would love to be able to come out and support the events, just to show up and, you know, show face or whatever. You know, do a little wave and stuff. Yes, because databomb.com.
So you want to move right on into tea time?
Yes, let's do some tea time, because there's a lot of tea. And okay, so you guys know that tea time is the part of the show when we talk about the things that are going on in the world around us, okay? And yes, there is a lot of celebrity news at all times. These people are acting up just like us, normal, everyday, you know, XYZ, all of us, everyday, marvelous, amazing people. We go through our own thing. These celebrities go through their things on a national scale.
You can take the celebrities out of their natural habitat, but you can't take the foolish shit out of them.
No. There's always shenanigans, but I think that provides us a great platform to talk about how this really affects us. So one thing recently that happened is allegedly Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr.
punched a nigga out.
Just, you know, punched his daddy in the face. Okay, so you hitting your daddy. So daddies and sons are fighting. No, this is not the first thing that has ever happened in history. You know what I'm saying?
He was probably sick of it.
But the reason why, you know, it sparks a conversation for us, because now we're looking at a child of divorce. Now we're looking at, or almost divorce, or alleged divorce.
Yeah, they about to be divorced. Chad.
But now Tasha K, I remember watching one of her shows, and she's Tasha like, but one of her things she just recently said is that there is not going to be a divorce, that all of this is for publicity, and so that Wendy doesn't lose her viewers, because, you know, people are expecting something after seeing you go down publicly.
I think why don't you think it's going to be a divorce?
Because she hasn't seen any paperwork.
Well, I think
there were alleged sources and things like that, but that's not what I want to talk about. Girl, whether you get divorced or not.
Wendy Williams, and I'm gonna stamp that. And y'all know I be talking that real shit.
Okay.
Wendy Williams is getting a motherfucking divorce, because guess what? That bitch, every chance she gets, she talks about that shit on her fucking show.
She also brought that up, and she was like, basically, that is, you know, coming from the higher ups. Like, look, sis, you want to go in to save face, which I'm just gonna leave it right there because I don't care. But what I do care about is how we are all affected by things like that. Like, of course, we all know that the divorce rate is high, and people have children, and children are in relationships. But do we ever think about the kids taking sides? Because I know as a mom, like I never really wanted my kids to take sides, and I never really badmouthed their dad or anything like that, you know, until they got older, and I figured it. They already knew what was going on. That's what I'm kind of getting to, is that you don't really have to badmouth somebody, especially for kids, because eventually their minds, absolutely, they begin to see things and they begin to process things and figure out what the hell is going on. So, but in this situation, now we don't just have the divorce. We don't just have dad cheated. We don't just have dad cheated and got somebody else pregnant and mommy is upset and which I think, you know, makes kids feel away. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Now we also have the rumor of dad's sexual preferences.
Dad is gay as hell. He's fucking and sucking dick, taking it all up in the booty. He's fucking and sucking side chick bitches and getting them pregnant, excuse my language. And now he is trying to take Wendy's money. And then now his son has had enough. And he said, I'm going to just knock you the fuck out.
Okay,
that's it.
So that's kind of my point. Like,
knock you the
if you're really hearing somebody say, "Dad sucking and fucking," Dad say, like, that is a wild thing.
Daddy is a homosexual.
Okay, and I'm sure that's fine, but I'm sure it's not all of these things coming together. It's not easy for you to hear. It's a lie.
I probably couldn't take it. He came to the door and he said he probably came to the door. He opened the door. His son said, "Oh, fuck that.
Yo ass. If having time to process things and stuff like that. But I think that this happens every day, and I think that we all need to like really pay attention and be aware.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen, when we was kikiing about that report with Avion on Tasha K,
exactly,
we were kikiing. I'm sorry.
That was some explicit shit.
Yeah, but I didn't think nothing about Lil Kevin Jr.
I didn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
But
I was keeping.
But I'm going to tell you this. When my sister got a divorce, thank you, Lord, I told my niece the motherfucking truth about her motherfucking daddy because she deserved to know the goddamn truth about
how did she
dirty ass. And I said, I want you to love your father, but I want you to know who he is as a person.
Okay.
And that's just it. Because sometimes what happens, you got kids growing up idolizing these damn men who ain't shit men. Yeah. And so then what happens is they in return will start dating ain't shit men because ain't nobody tell them in the beginning that men that they looked up to wasn't shit.
Yeah, that was not cool.
That wasn't cool. Yeah. What you doing ain't cool.
Okay, so yes, call it out.
You call that shit out.
Right.
You don't go all into details saying your dad was fucking and sucking, but you keep it real.
Right.
Your dad was not faithful. Your dad was not. He put his hands on people. Mm-hmm. Your dad couldn't keep his hands to it, so you still want to keep it cute for a child, but you want to make sure the child is aware. And this is a man you don't want to date.
Yeah.
You can still idolize him because that's your father.
Right.
But understand, this is not a man you want to be with. Yeah. So don't look for a man that's like your dad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people tend to find women or men who are like the people who they respect the most. Typically, sometimes it is the parent.
Yeah.
You don't want to find a man like that.
Right.
You don't want to fall in love with a man who's going to cheat on you and have somebody sleeping in your bed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have a man who can't keep his hands to himself.
Right.
This is the type of man he was. This is the type of man you don't need. You got. I just think you need to say that. Like we want to hide it from our kids, but it's our kids who's going to deal with it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
remember having to explain something to my kids when they were very, very young. How did
you have to do? Yeah.
I had to say, I cited examples. Remember when this happened?
Yeah.
I remember when that because things don't happen in the dark. James said somebody's on a major rant. But these things,
and I'm half sleepy too, James.
These things end up being very personal situations. But in my situation, the kids are around for things that you think that they're not around for. Okay. Yes. Or when you know that they're around for, a lot of times you don't want to talk about it. You just keep it moving.
You just keep it moving.
But I did.
So they didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. But I use specific examples. Remember when this happened? Remember when Daddy did this? Remember when Daddy did that? And then I referenced, what did Mommy tell you about your friends? how your friends are supposed to treat you. So is mommy being treated the way your friends are supposed to treat you? No. Okay, then daddy's not being a good friend, and we can't do that, friends. Because I can't tell you not to let somebody smack you in the face and still be their friend, and somebody's trying to smack me in my face, and I'm just going to keep on snuggle buggle. No, we're not. We're not about to do that. And you know what? To be honest, as a woman and a mom, that was for me equally as important to take a stand because of my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I will say there was probably a lot of stuff that I would have probably continued to like deal with. But when I thought about what that might be doing in the long run, the thing that my daughter might accept and the thing that my son might think was acceptable.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, because you're raising a man and you have a daughter. Yes,
absolutely.
So you got both ends.
That's one of them things. But you know, it is funny, and I think that sometimes we forget to be mindful of the kids, and they are in a situation, as you can see, when Kevin Jr. done allegedly punched his head daddy.
He deserved it.
In the whole mouth.
He was probably fed up.
He probably let him do it too. Like, just whatever.
Just hit me.
Just
knock me out. I need it. Just knock me the fuck up. Hey.
So also recently.
Thank you so much for watching this. She's at work watching. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, guys. Thank you for tuning in. You are watching Sip Tea the show. This is our Wednesday show. We are here on a late night special.
We do apologize for being late.
Absolutely, but it's really. Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in, especially on that note.
Yeah.
I know that you guys, James was telling us last week, we kind of started talking about Steve Harvey. So we all kind of like.
We got to do a little investigation.
Yeah. So we got in, we got in a little bit of what was going on with Steve Harvey. So I'm sure that you guys are kind of caught up right now, knowing that Steve Harvey is basically losing out on his shows. You know what I mean? They're finding other people to do these shows and things like that.
Coming from work. She said she loves the
your Esquire look.
Yes, and then she said twin lip color look is popping. Yes.
But yeah, so I know that you guys the follow-up to that, that's what I want to get to. The follow-up to that is recently Monique and Zaddy. Monique and Zaddy had their yeah, tell him daddy.
Tell him to you.
So what y'all think about Monique calling him daddy? Anyway.
No,
so publicly, all the time. That's his name.
That's her daddy.
So Monique, I can't remember his name. I do remember that his name is Daddy at all times. So Monique and Daddy are doing their show, okay? And so she said that people were tagging. Yeah, I listened to it. People were tagging her in posts like, okay, yeah, see, that's what you get, Steve Harvey, for doing Monique wrong.
Exactly.
This is karma. You know, and so she literally came on and wanted to publicly say.
But how did she came back like a boss bitch?
She did.
She came like a boss bitch.
You know,
and the marathon.
Yes, Sydney is Daddy's name. Thank you, Latif.
Thank you.
Daddy's name is Sydney.
Because you're calling him Daddy.
Daddy Sydney. Let's say Daddy Sydney. Okay.
Okay, Daddy.
Daddy Sydney. And his wife Monique were doing their actual podcast that they started on YouTube, so you guys can check that out and everything. Because I'm really falling even more so in love with Monique.
I told you, I've always had a big crush on her.
But it's just like right now, you can see her growth, her own growth, and some of the things that she's been exposed to, and how her mind has opened and evolved from where she was, and so. But
she still hasn't spoken a bad bone yet.
She still has not spoken ill of Steve Harvey. And she also called for us not to speak ill of Steve Harvey. To learn not to kick our brothers and sisters while they're down. To actually do what she said in the first place, which was stand up for, this situation and have some integrity about the whole little situation. And I think she said, and on YouTube says that she's catching up with the whole story. But yeah, she said that she stood by Monique, which a lot of us did.
Yes.
We stood by Monique. We
definitely.
Because some of the stuff that Steve Harvey was saying, you just sounded crazy, brother.
I stood by her, by my sister.
Yes.
Because I love my sister and I'm very attracted to my sister. And one day I want to be my sister. I want to feel her titties, but that's a person.
She might just. You gotta ask Daddy Sydney.
I gotta ask Daddy though first before I feel sister's tits.
Yes, okay. Daddy Sydney ain't about to play there.
On the flip side, though,
and if she lose any more weight, you might not have.
Oh, child, looking thick on it. I'm telling you, on that. I said she gonna stop it with that braid.
Yes,
coming on through. Oh my God,
dancing and stuff. But yes, so
but no, I was gonna say is I stood for her from the beginning because the only thing that Monique spoke was truth. Yes. And the only form that she knows how to speak it in was as a comedian.
And her own voice.
In her
the same voice that
made her,
exactly.
That everybody laughed at her, that everybody embraced her. She spoke through that same voice. But because everybody else in the world did not accept what she was saying, the world downed her. Absolutely. But she still rose to the motherfucking occasion.
She was actually on there and kind of choked up about, I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but she was talking about another athlete who, again, with the integrity, was trying to stand up for what was going on at the time and stand up for rights and what he should be paid and things like that.
Kaepernick?
No, this is pre-Kaepernick.
Oh,
pre-Kaepernick.
Yes.
And what it, this guy, I believe, became an author and stuff like that. So you guys got to check out Monique's feed on this because you'll get some information on that. But ain't nothing new under the sun. Apparently, this particular athlete, basically was going to be blackballed, and he asked his managers, like, look, if I do this, will anybody, am I going to be picked up at another time? They're like, probably not. But then his thing was, if I do this, will it help somebody else along the way? Will it help my people? Okay.
Shout out to doing things for the greater good.
For the greater good. Somebody got to be the revolutionary.
Yeah. Sometimes somebody is put in position to be the purpose to cause the effect.
In the words of Rosie Perez, sometimes when you win, you actually lose. And sometimes when you lose, you actually win. And sometimes you don't, I don't know the rest.
I wish I knew who this person was.
Y'all don't know? Okay, no. Look at the movie, oh my gosh, what is the name? White Men Can't Jump? Yes, Rosie Perez,
she said,
had a line in there that says, sometimes when you win, you actually lose. And sometimes when you lose, you actually win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you just tie. Yeah. But that's very true. You know what I'm saying?
White men can't jump.
White men can't jump. Yeah. So there was a win. You know what I'm saying? There's a win for the community. Could be a personal loss.
But I think there's a win here, though. Even in this situation. You took it.
Yes, I took it back. But it rings so true, like for years to come.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does. Sometimes you got to be that pawn to cause an effect, and even right now, Monique, unfortunately, and I'm so sad that actually it makes me sad for what they did to her in the industry by blackballing her because she stood up for what she believed in and who she was. She did nothing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, she did nothing wrong. If you look at everything, you put everything out on the table. What did Monique do wrong other than stay true to who she was?
Same thing with Kaepernick.
What did Kaepernick do wrong other than stay true to who he is? So so we as a people in this society, we have got to start looking at what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
And not look at what the world think is right,
and then act accordingly. Because if we
stop being bandwagon bitches,
if we develop integrity together,
exactly,
then that becomes the norm.
Exactly.
Then people don't try to, put things past you.
Exactly.
Another quote that she had that was from that book, I believe it was the one that she was talking about with this particular athlete, that said, what one nigga won't do, another nigga will.
Yeah.
But why? But we have the power to change that. We can leave that right there. We do have the power to change that.
Exactly.
And I think with this show, we need to definitely continue to speak that to each other, speak that to your kids, speak that to your communities around us. We do have the power to change that because it's changing the mindset.
Exactly.
And it's all about them actions and behavior.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What is acceptable and what is not. Like,
exactly.
If we don't show up at the game, people do notice a difference. If we are not watching the show, they will eventually know that see the difference.
We'll band together, but we got to band together for the right thing.
Absolutely.
We can make change, but we got to make change for the right thing. Everything has a cause and an effect. What are you causing and what are the effects?
Right.
Like, we got to look at things a little bit differently now. And we got to stop, like I said, we got to stop jumping on board with what everybody else is feeling. Oh, everybody else hates Kanye West, so I hate Kanye West. Everybody hates this, so I hate that. Oh, everybody now likes this, so I like that.
Yeah,
like,
let's try to get a little bit of an original situation.
Stay true with your consistency.
Right, exactly.
But please be unapologetically great in your own right.
Child.
And stop switching up every other day. I'm always happy, child. I'm happy to be Eb Deceleb today, tomorrow, the next, and the day after that.
Yes.
I ain't switching up on that shit. I'm loving some GemDTwin. I'm going to stay true to that from tomorrow, the day after that, the day after that, the day after that, and the day after that. I'm going to stay consistent to who the fuck I am. Absolutely. And I'm not going to change what I believe in because of what you don't believe in.
Right.
So that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So who gets the shit? Oh, what is this? This is why I still love me some. Of course, I love Jussie Smollett as an actor. I think what he did was extreme, but he felt the need to do it. So do what you got to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, he still has to show
impact.
Right.
And after all of that shit that he did, though, the world didn't like it. So what did they do? They cut it.
Now, at first, I believe they were going to cut him out of the show.
Now they're cutting the whole motherfucking show.
So
who won? Yeah. Nobody wins at that one. But
I don't like nobody fucking with Taraji money.
Yeah, and they fucked her with her money. Have you seen the new movie?
Yes, James. We need to start getting together for things other than Christmas and funerals.
Thank you.
Stop. We don't have to stop at the Memorial Day cookout, fam.
We don't.
We can actually meet right here on Wednesdays and talk about some real shit like Stevie J.
Child.
Okay, so apparently, allegedly, he's trying to get custody of Bonnie Bella from Jocelyn Hernandez.
Right. What is Jocelyn literally? I'm sorry. That's another one. The world don't want you to like her, but I love her.
Now, this is my thing, though. Okay, so allegedly, this is what's happening, right?
Tell me what she did. Make sense.
What he's saying, okay, so allegedly, what the court paperwork is actually alleging right now is that he fears for her safety. Not only that is that she is keeping the baby from him. Mm-hmm. So she won't let me talk. I can't talk to my child. I can't call my child. Move the child halfway across the country just to keep the baby away from me and cut off all contact. Okay. All right. So one thing with this, I do support if a father feels like, first of all, yes, if you want to be involved in your child's life, do that at all costs. Okay. Yeah. I support that wholeheartedly. Absolutely. Because we know some of us women out here are tripping. Okay. So I support that you go after whatever it is that you need to do to be in your child's life. If it's a struggle, be ready to fight, bruh.
Exactly.
So do that. But also, another thing that comes to mind in this situation is whether or not it's child support related, whether or not how hard do you fight to be? Because I have seen, at least on their show, he's involved in his other kids' lives. So it may be, very important to him to be in his daughter's life in some kind of way. And she may be using that against him.
Can I say a pause? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
When did this information come out?
Recently,
last week or so?
In the last week, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how coincidence did he now want to fight for full custody when Jocelyn Hernandez, couple days prior to him posted her boyfriend?
And that's another thing that they're saying.
Coincidentally, she posted her man, and now she's a danger to her child.
Now, but also, and this was the other thing that I wanted to bring up. We don't talk about celebrity news just to talk about celebrity news, because y'all can get that by yourself. We're talking about celebrity news to have a conversation about real life, okay?
Yeah.
So that is a normal thing. Females experience it, males experience it. As soon as I see you with somebody else, I don't like it, okay? Now I need to have some more control.
We take an extreme.
Now I want to talk to my daughter. Now I want to see what kind of guy you got around my daughter. Okay, but let's take it to another aspect of this. She's also just kind of sounding off on Instagram because there was another the City Girls and Young Miami. They were going back and forth because another person, Hazel E. Y'all don't even need to know these people for us to have this conversation. There was a woman did a diss track, a musical diss track against another group. That group then attacked Jocelyn Hernandez because she's this girl's friend, okay? So now Jocelyn comes onto social media and everybody is like, who wants smoke? Who wants smoke? Now, I don't know about you, but if you're inviting a woman to my child's environment, I'm gonna look at you funny. Mm-hmm. Don't be inviting somebody to come shoot up your house with my kids in there. You see what I'm saying? Like, mm-hmm. At what point do we have to control our ratchet? At what point is the ratchet actually dangerous to my child's safety? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So those are all different issues.
Where you gotta trust the mother though too.
And that's another thing Letitia just said. He's married to Faith. And people done changed because apparently, Faith done locked it down and he changed and this, and this. And that might also introduce a renewed interest in your own damn child. Seen it before. Do you want the child or does your wife want the child? You know what I'm saying? Is it because of you or because of her? And then my question is as well right now, do we have mixed feelings about, is there a double standard when we have men requesting child support versus a woman requesting child support? Like, do we look?
No, because I think, honestly, with that one, I think it should definitely be 50-50. Like, I think that if a man is has 100% custody or 50% custody or whatever, I think if a woman can request that, a man should be able to as well. Because there's a lot of single fathers out there. A lot of men don't because they're just happy to have their child, but I think that they should. What makes them any different?
Do you think it's a stigma out here? What do you guys think? Do you think there's a stigma out here for our single dads or dads that are raising their children? Is there a stigma about them receiving child support? We all for it. Like, oh, well, if the woman is raised, yes, he needs to support his child. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. But do we have the same standard, or do we look at men in the same way? Like they deserve to have child support and this, and this? Because sometimes I feel like we are turning up our nose at some of these dads when you hear, oh yeah, you took her up for child support. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking care of your kids. You don't want to take care of your kids. So I think also we need to watch that. We need to watch that, Now I'm not talking about necessarily it's a double standard. I'm not talking about that necessarily in the case of Stevie J, because we all know that he has had trouble with paying child support. So how dare you try to take somebody for child support?
But also too, I think a lot. But I think the whole child support thing needs to really be investigated, because I think a lot of people, and this goes for men and women, I'm gonna be honest with you, abuse the system. Like they might try to get child support out of spite. You know what I'm saying? Or instead of just trying to like handle things outside of court, my thing is try to at one point in life you cared about this person.
Yeah, absolutely.
At one point in life, hold on. You
best case scenario at least.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on to at least that. Like, don't take it. Now, if this is all end all be all, this is your last resort, then sure. But for a lot of people, both women and men, sometimes we do it out of spite. We do it because we don't want to be with that person. So I'm gonna make your life miserable hell.
Absolutely.
And this is how I'm gonna do it. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But I'm gonna take you to child support. And if you can't pay what you can't pay, then they're gonna lock your ass up. So then how is he gonna pay?
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I think the whole thing needs to be.
We need to revisit the whole system. We need to do a better job at like effectively investigating those support systems and where support's coming from. Don't be so quick to say, oh yeah, grant the woman her request and the man has to pay child support. Because I have some of my own family who's paying child support for their kids and they paying it out the ass.
Yeah,
while the woman sitting here, his ex-wife is living a life of luxury.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, why are we not? We could look at that and say, hey, you can't be too far on the come up. It's interesting. So Latisse over here on YouTube, guys, you can join us on YouTube still. Just click the link in the bio to join the conversation. But Latisse says, child support is a moral obligation that has now become a criminal situation.
Yeah,
these are facts.
That.
Yeah,
I love that.
Coming with it, but yes,
that's true.
That's true. That is true. It has now become.
It almost looks like you're paying for your kid, or it causes an unnecessary hurt there. Like because you feel like don't be paying child support and then you still can't see your kid. Yeah. Or you paying child support and you know that the mother's just doing whatever with the money, and then it causes resentment for the whole situation.
Yeah. And yes, James, you're right. This is a very touchy subject. It's always a touchy subject when we talk about families, when we talk about male responsibilities in the societal sense, because that whole thing has a stigma behind it. What we want from a male versus what we want from a female, you know, what is expected of you, who behaves how, you know, and like Eb Deceleb said, best case scenario, which most times we don't get, just like with divorce, people become different when you are sitting in that divorce thing, you know, it's like, oh yeah, that's the woman that I fell in love with. Like now she got all her clothes I didn't even know exactly. She had 10-inch talons, but it is a touchy subject. It is a touchy subject, you know, to even discuss something like that. But how about this? We'll leave it at we got to do better. We got to do better. Yeah. Society has to do better.
It goes back to the kids who are the ones who suffer.
Absolutely.
It goes back to the kids who are the ones who suffer.
Because I would say that you would want, you know, I think that we should all just look at it, whether you are a mother or a father or whoever paying into the system, or you're just trying to take care of your kids or whatever the case may be. Even any kind of steady financial contribution enriches your child's life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If the mother doesn't have to struggle as hard, you know what I'm saying, to do things, that's a plus for your child. Mm-hmm. People do take full-fledged advantage and decide that they don't have to do anything. But you know, it sometimes is if we all out here trying to make it and you keep that one little goal in mind, like I just need this child to win, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get better. But that criminal part to it,
I love that. I love that part too.
And we really, really gotta like something gotta be done. You know what I'm saying? But
so who do you think is gonna get the Shits Award?
So for the Shits Award, you know what I want to actually put up for the Shits Award though? What? I'm gonna give y'all something totally different. The Shits Award, okay? Something we are not the Shits Award is the part of the show where we tell you something that is going on, whether it was in tea time or not, that we're not with it. We are not with the shits. Last week, there was a debate going on. The Shade Room had posted a question, and it was about whether or not people wash their legs. You think it's okay? Do you wash your legs in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take your washcloth or your your sponge, and you wash your lower extremities. Correct? Well,
back and all that.
Some people do not. To the point where there was an actual debate going on. Now, you know what? To each his own. If you just want to wash your chest and your ass and whatever, then to each his own. Okay, so I'm not even gonna put that up for the Shits Award because we all do crazy stuff, and you know that keep that issue over there. But I gotta put up for the Shits Award that there was an actual freaking debate.
Yeah,
like this was going on. This was going on. So yeah, go to a party. Ask your friends. You know what I'm saying?
Wash your fucking legs.
Make sure you in a mixed group because Taylor Swift. Watch her. That's where it came from. Ellen, I think, had asked.
Taylor Swift is a dirty bitch anyway, so just cool. She probably won't even wash her pussy. So moving on.
I'm not doing that with you.
I'm sorry. I don't like Taylor. Never have, never will, never did.
My mouth is all the way open.
Never have, never will, never did. Don't like her. Don't want to be her.
Brought up somebody's name and she just said Taylor Smith. Is it? Okay. Well, the child. I don't know that much about her to call her a dirty bitch, but Yeah,
if she had anything to do with the I didn't wash my legs,
I think that's where it came up. You guys got to look up the article to see what happened.
You can't see her dirt.
Well, apparently
we can see your damn dirt.
You guys can look this up probably on the Shade Room's Instagram post, because now people were actually sounding off about this whole situation. But there was a slew of people who were like, no, you don't need to wash your legs, because basically the thought is that the soap and water that you're putting all and lathering up here with is basically running down and inadvertently, I guess, by osmosis, cleaning the rest of your body. So I'm like, okay, so I guess we're not doing
the way these armpits is feeling right now, bitch. I need to wash this. I can't have this dripping down to this, to drip down to this, to drip down to this.
Okay, this is the dirt part that's coming down.
So
but it's so fun. Maybe it's because we got curves up, Maybe nationality.
I got to lift a tit and wash.
Hello. I got to pop the leg up. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The stance is completely and totally different. You got to
okay. You got to at least put the leg up on the little soap and scrub that real good. We gotta get up and through. So so that is what I was gonna put up for this shit award. They get the shit award. Okay, because we are not with this shit. And then for DetoxTEA, we're gonna talk about bathing.
James said, so next week's question is, do you brush your teeth?
Exactly. What? I ain't never heard that's that millennial shit, and I don't know about it.
It's on this
shit. And then for the DetoxTEA, make sure you wash your legs.
Okay.
Because they hold dirt too.
Listen, the reason why we got to say this is for the detox is because, yes, mind, body, and spirit, okay? The reason why we wash our asses and things is not only just because it's dirty, but because we naturally produce bacteria that is on our bodies. And when you are around someone and they smell, that means your bacteria, your pH, your everything is out of control. Go wash your ass. Go wash your legs. Get them feet.
And then you might need to put your leg up.
Okay, cock it up.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? A little crack.
Get you a little back breath. Do what you got to do.
And then nowadays people wearing shorts because it's summertime. So shit, you really need to wash your legs.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
It's just like you are literally getting rid of things that, hopped on
dirty ass. And then your dirty ass get in your bed. Then you wake up in the morning, get out your bed, and you go to work and go back right back into the same dirty ass bed with the same dirty ass legs.
Yeah, so she took it all the way.
I did, but I'm thinking how that shit could go. That shit go far.
Let's just cleanliness. Cleanliness.
Maybe they wash their ligaments.
Right. We don't want. No, you just watch this part. You just this part. But yeah, cleanliness.
Make sure you stay
washing hands as we move into the summer season.
Wash their hands. But you know what though? I know a lot of people who, and I have a couple people. She doesn't work there anymore at my job. And I love my Caucasian brothers and sisters and things like that. But I noticed too. And I had to get deeper. They would wash their hands. But
and there's another.
I noticed something there.
Yeah, I don't like to be in the bathroom with people because I don't want to know
that you don't wash your hands.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm not a germaphobe, but I do get freaked out about certain things. Knowledge is power, and so when So when I know stuff, it can take me down. And in my office setting now, when we do come together for meetings and things like that, they always bring little snacks. Okay. So they have bags of chips and stuff like
you
that.
You got to put your hands in it.
You don't have to. You can pour that shit out on a plate like a normal person or whatever. So
some people just get comfortable.
There's a lot of people. Yes. And I don't think that they realize, and that's another thing, guys. Do you say something? Do you say, hey, sis, no more. Let's make it an announcement. Don't put your hands in the damn bag. Because there have been several meetings where, us of this color have been sitting, and I'm not even saying it's just Caucasians, and from now on, we're going to go this when we mean Caucasian or another race in general. You know what I mean? And this when we mean African Americans. Okay. So people of this are sitting over to the side, and we're looking at, you can hardly pay attention to the meeting because you're looking at who
is about to put her whole hand.
Yeah, because that means I can't have no more of those chips. You're trying to look and see who's touching what so that you can decide, okay, not those chips. I can't have those chips. I can't have that. I can't have this and I can't have that. Because this is what you're doing. You're taking popcorn. Do you put your popcorn in your mouth like this? Okay. So now we have to so you got a little bit of saliva from your lips onto your fingers, and then here go your fingers into the bag. So now we all kissing. Okay. So,
it's a lot going on.
It's funny because when you're in a group setting with friends, I don't think we think about it as much, but when you're with strangers and people's activities and behaviors are a question, you start to look a little bit more, heavily. You're like, okay, yeah, no. I don't know if you wash your hands.
Wash them hands.
And since you like to try to double dip, So
make sure you guys take care of yourself and everything like that. And it has definitely been our hour.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh my God, I feel like the time just flew by. That's what happens with this show. I feel like it just flies by once we get started. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all the late night. Definitely remember to catch out past shows and things like that. The good thing is this is on YouTube. You can rewind it, play it back, fast forward it, etc., etc.
Yes.
Make sure that you check out next week's show. There is a shout out to all those who will be attending events at Unleash Black Pride. Once again, it's Black Love. So no matter your sexual preference, come out, celebrate. Love is love. And I think that's it. I think we'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes,
Cambria tomorrow, happy hour. From 5 to 10. It is a Unleash Black Pride event. It's from 5 to 10. Make sure you guys should come out. I'll be working, slaving away. Meanwhile, my co-host will be having fun drinking at the fuck up. All right.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Thank you, James. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and for joining the collaboration.
Casper, thank you guys so much for joining.
Absolutely.
Nighty nighty.
Bye.
A boop boop boop. About to go to sleep. A boop 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 boop.